Hundreds, if not thousands of years prior to the arrival of the dwarves and the elves, a conflict erupted between the Banshee and wraiths of Terminus. This War of the Damned began sometime after the ascension of Dragonkind, and is thus not well documented today. What is known is that during this time, the nascent power of the wraiths was growing, and with it came a natural conflict with the Banshee, who'd otherwise roam the natural and supernatural realms unchecked, save for phantoms. The first blood was drawn when a Banshee Red Witch trekked to convene with a Lord of the Wraiths, known as a Prince, as Wraiths are largely bound to the location of their curse. This likely was a necessary act. For reasons unclear, the summit was ended when the Red Witch and accompanying Banshee were wiped out, save for one keening spirit. This report spread and war soon followed, as the unprovoked act of violence triggered a widespread reaction among the Banshee, and the War of the Damned raged like an unseen fire. On the whole, wraiths proved themselves the superior force, but with little means to circumvent the restrictions of their curse. Neither side gained a decisive advantage. Banshee themselves have little individual autonomy despite their unquestionable power. While not as structured as the various wraith dominions on Terminus and beyond, Banshee clans do exist. Above them is a hierarchical structure that mortals have no sound knowledge of. But as a larger host, Banshee share a common aim, and are not as schismatic as their wraith counterparts. The war has never fully resolved, and the feud is not as keen as it once was. Each side has ample supply of servants, and every few hundred years the blade of retribution is sharpened by one side or the other. What wraiths lack in numbers and mobility, they make up in precision and control. What Banshees lack in cohesion and contemplation, they make up with ferocity and numbers. The War of the Damned is unlikely to find a natural end until a greater force either elevates or destroys them all. No one would blame the victim or observer or reader of a Banshee attack for dismissing the notion of a penitent heart with these creatures, when the scalding breath of a howling, tormented apparition is swirling around your neck. The door for grace may lock tightly in your chest. Yet there are tales of a precious few Banshee whose eyes were opened to the havoc of their malevolence, and thus a door to their soul cracked similarly open. Many Banshee are so deluded with the power, they do not want to lose it. For who among us can so effectively wield our own suffering? Therefore, the administration of the gift must be carried out alone, thus greatly increasing the opportunity and risk of the encounter. In all, it is fair to ask if the risk is worthy of the aim, but of this few are fit to conclude. These most fortunate Banshee are not relieved entirely of their bondage, but they no longer carry the pregnant burden to sow pain and misery upon the world. What becomes of them after their time on Terminus is unknown, but for now, it is not that their penalty has been abridged, but rather that their appetite has been altered. This reveals the seed of the Banshee torment, neither veil nor chain, but the inescapable need to bring their pain to bear upon the world. With their transgressions absolved, they may find rest in this world, as neither harbinger or assailant.